Hello everyone, welcome to the first video in a series of multiple videos that I'm going to make on the topics of self-improvement, quitting porn, relationships, sex, etc. This video is why I think watching porn should be considered cheating. I've heard a lot of people say in culture that, oh, watching porn is fine, it's okay to do it in a relationship, it's not cheating, it's actually totally healthy. And I just disagree with this. I disagree with this due to my personal experience in the past. I used to use porn in my relationship, and it made the intimacy truly go down. And yeah, I also think scientifically it's not the greatest for a relationship, and I'm going to dive into some reasons why. But the first reason I think that porn should be considered cheating is because it trains your brain for unrealistic situations, sexually, romantically, etc. Porn almost tells you, oh, if you're interested in having sex with your partner, anytime you want, she'll be ready and she'll be wanting to. It almost like trains your brain to be like always focused on sex. If you see a video of just a man and a woman together, instantly they'll start making out and having sex based off the guy's wants. And in a relationship, not always is it just your needs and wants. You have to negotiate with someone else's needs and wants. Not always are they going to be in the mood. And that's something I've found when I was watching porn. It made me really interested in just having sex very regularly. But you have to almost take other person's needs into consideration. Porn doesn't take anyone's needs into consideration. It trains you to be selfish and driven towards your own pleasure. And I don't think that's very good for a relationship in general. The second reason why I think porn should be considered cheating in a relationship is because it normalizes polyamory. I am not a big fan of polyamory. Polyamory is having multiple sexual partners, even though it's consensual and both people in the relationship might be okay with it. I just think that leads to a life filled with deceit and a life filled with jealousy and resentment. And I don't think that's just a relationship that I would want to be in at all. Even though the fantasy part of my brain is like, ooh, it would be fun to have some threesomes or whatever. But what would that lead to? It would lead to you not being satisfied with your partner. It would lead to you, oh, I want someone else. I want someone else to fulfill this need that your partner easily could do on her own. And monogamy, in my opinion, is a really, truly important thing. It's a really great stability foundation for children. And when our society talks about how polyamory is totally okay, that it's okay for men to cheat and have sex with other women, it's all good, I see these videos and I'm like, man, I just disagree. I think that having sex and watching porn with other women is something that will just train your brain to not appreciate your woman, and the relationship will not end in a very positive note. It probably will not last very long. The relationship you're in most likely highlights sex as the most important thing, and whenever you do that, your relationship is destined to crumble. So, yeah, I don't think that polyamory is a healthy thing for anyone involved, whether that's the two people in the relationship, the third person joining, anyone. I think it's a deadly combination that leads people to a deep, dark depression of comparison and analysis of other people and lack of gratitude for what you have. And I just truly find it disgusting. So that's my take on that. I think watching porn also tells your partner subconsciously that they aren't enough. If you're a guy and you're watching porn and your woman finds out, it's like deep down she's like, man, am I not enough? Am I not performing well enough in the bedroom? Does he not find me attractive? Am I not hot enough? And even though you might think to yourself, oh, she's great, she's fine, she's good enough, she's hot, whatever, when you're watching porn, you're telling her that she's not enough. And you're telling her that other women are more attractive and that you need other people, other women that are hotter, better, more sexually experienced than her to orgasm. And it's just an unhealthy thing to say to someone. And it also, this one I think is even worse, it tells you in your mind that your partner is not enough. This has happened to me in the past where, I have a girlfriend, but this thought in my mind is like, oh, but your girlfriend isn't as hot as these girls in these videos, and she can't do all these crazy things. And it would truly just tell me and lie to me and say, your woman isn't enough. Covet other women. Just covet the other ones, because the other ones you're missing out on. The grass is greener, man. And I find that to be a pretty horrible thing for you to think as well. The grass is always potentially greener, but that's because you're not watering your own grass. Start watering the grass you have. Start cultivating the relationship you have, and all of a sudden, porn is going to look like a cheap fantasy that's not worth it because of how green your grass is. And that's just my recommendation for anyone. Water your own grass. Stop coveting other women. Porn will lead to coveting. It's not good. I also think porn should be considered cheating because it makes sex less intimate. If you are regularly orgasming to something on a screen, and that you associate nutting with looking at women, whenever you're going to have sex with your girlfriend or wife, you will subconsciously be thinking of these other women on the screen that you recently were jerking off to as well. It's not like you're singularly focused on this one experience in the moment. You're somewhat here, you're somewhat in the past, looking at that video, remembering that scene, remembering that woman, remembering that. It just, you're not focusing your soul and your energy into that person. You're kind of split and dissociated and diffracted into multiple dimensions, because it's like, oh yeah, this is good right now, but yeah, man, I'm thinking about that angle from the other day, and yeah, that one girl was really attractive, and it's not going to lead to as intimate of an experience for you, and deep down, she's going to feel that as well and know, like, he's thinking about something else, he's thinking about someone else, potentially, and it might lead to less sex and less intimacy, which might lead to even more porn. It's a rough cycle that can occur. And I also think that pornography, when you watch it, it will make you more likely to cheat in real life. And when you're more likely to cheat in real life, you're more likely to have a bad ending to your relationship. But just think about it. It's like, what do these videos say? Like, oh, stepsister and I bang. Or when father's away, stepmom and I bang. Or having sex with my best friend's girlfriend. Or like meeting random women at a party and taking them home. Or, you can think of all these kind of videos, and all it is I just met this woman, or I shouldn't be having sex with this woman, it'd be inappropriate, but I'm having sex with them, and it's all good, and it was great, and you should too. And if you're ever at a party and it's late and your wife is asleep, but, there's this one hot girl that's younger that's kind of like having some fun with you, porn will tell you that it's totally fine, and that it would tell your brain, oh, it's fine. I watch porn anyways. It's all good. My woman doesn't have to know. It will just normalize this kind of behavior. But if you're a person who doesn't watch porn and finds these casual sexual encounters quite disgusting and just saddening, you won't be as called to, having sex with a random person at a party, especially when you're in a relationship. And I know that that's kind of countercultural these days. Some people think that, oh, having sex with someone random's fine, but I think hookup culture is one of the most disgusting things about our current culture. I think having sex should be saved for someone that you find that you truly respect and know and love. And when you do it with someone random, I feel like you live the next parts of your life in regret, shame, guilt, deceit, silence, shame. I might have said shame already, and you also are telling yourself that it's okay to treat people as objects. That's what porn is telling you. Yeah, that woman on there, just jerk off to her. She doesn't have feelings. She wants you to feel good. Just care about you, man. Don't care about her. She's just an object for your pleasure, so just keep jerking. And I think that's just an immoral thing to do when you start treating people as objects. It's like, how would it feel if someone used you as an object? Like, it happens all the time potentially, but porn is a very great example of just treating women as an object, treating someone as a means to an end instead of just like they're valuable in and of themselves. It's like, this woman is valuable because she makes me nut and she's hot. That's just the wrong way to look at her. This woman is valuable because she has a soul, a deep personality, a uniqueness to her, and a spark of something truly beautiful that it would take a long time to get to know, and she could truly be special. And that's like, those are the two ways you can view people, like filled with divine value or object for my own pleasure, but you know which way those roads can lead. And yeah, I think because of my porn watching habits for the past, 10 years, I've been free for a year and a half now, but over the past 10 years before that, I was quite addicted. And remember saying to myself, like, if a girl at a party wanted me to have sex, I don't think I'd have any kind of willpower to say no, because sex is so valuable to me. I love the feeling of sex and, jerking off and nutting and orgasming. But if you're a person who is not watching, that won't be as likely. The final thing that I want to say is that it creates a deceptive lifestyle. It gives you opportunity to be secretive, which kind of trains your brain to be like, oh, I'm going to just be secretive about another thing. And then all of a sudden your woman's like, so what are you up to tonight? And you're like, oh, well, I'm not sure. Just like, or they say, so what'd you do today? How was your day? And you're like, oh, and you're thinking, well, I jerked off. I'm not going to say that. What did I do? And, when you have to live that deceptive lifestyle, it's going to lead to a kind of a relationship filled with deceit and resentment and lack of trust, lack of intimacy, probably less sex. And it's just a rough cycle. So if you live a life with full vulnerability and truth, your relationship will be much better. And I don't think there's room for porn if you're living a life of vulnerability, truth, love, respect. I don't think you respect yourself or your partner when you're watching porn. And there's my little synopsis on why I think porn should be considered cheating in a relationship. Follow for daily value, and I'll see you in the next video.